Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Fall of the House of X number 3. This is a new book from Marvel Comics. Let's take a look at the creative team. This book is written by Gerry Duggan with art by Lucas Werneck and Jethro Morales, Bryan Valenza on colors, letters by Travis Lanham, and a plethora of really cool covers. You'll see some at the end of the video. Let me know which variant you picked up. In this issue, the end has truly begun. The X-Men have taken all they're willing to take from Orchis. Now it's time for them to do the dishing out. Unfortunately, when it seems like one thread is over, another rises to take its place. The final battle of Krakoan ages rages as the two series move towards one that will crash and will echo across the universe. Uh, this was a very satisfying issue. I think it finally wrapped up a lot of things that we've been really setting up for the past few issues and even a little bit longer. I think a lot of people are starting to get their comeuppance, and if this one, as you can see from the cover, Doctor Stasis is in the you know is in the mark. He's the one that's probably coming up. Let's take a look at one thing real quick. I do love that Marvel's giving us these like character breakdowns of who's involved in this book. So as I mentioned, we have Cyclops, Magic, Apocalypse, Manifold, Shadowcat, Sync, Emma Frost, and Rogue. We also have the Juggernaut, Firestar, Krakoa. And then on the Orchid side, we have Dr. Stasis, Dr. Alia Gregor, and Nimrod. So, very interesting set of characters. A lot of them have plenty of stuff going on. So, uh, yeah, I think Gerry Duggan is very rapidly moving in the direction of like we have to set up the final conflict. I think things are kind of at the end. I do enjoy that. It looks like the mutants are kind of like they've been struggling for a little while now. Like even before this series, obviously since the Hellfire Gala. But here, Gerry Duggan very smartly writes how resilient the X-Men can be, how smart and savvy they can be, especially Cyclops. I feel like Gerry Duggan really likes Cyclops, and he's really putting him over. So you'll see some of that in a minute when we look at some preview art. And of course, we have two different artists. I will tell you this: if I hadn't read the synopsis with two different artists, I wouldn't have been able to point out the differences. I think Werneck and Jethro Morales work very much in sync, no pun intended, um, to ensure that the transition from one to the other very seamless. I think a lot of this is helped by Valenza's colors, that they maintain the same tone throughout the issue. That really helps, I think. So let's take a look at some of the preview art here, and I don't even know which pages are whose. Um, so I'm gonna just assume that this is one of the artists here. I love this idea of the Juggernaut not being able to, like, he's unstoppable even when he's got like an adamantium spear stuck in his leg. These Orchis goons, like, they're after him in Krakoa. Obviously, the Juggernaut wants to and is protecting Krakoa, who is really defenseless in the middle of the desert. Especially now that he's in like this, he's not in his island form, he's more in like his mobile form, if you will. And I love this last panel of the Juggernaut using pieces of Krakoa that are being shot off as his own ammunition, and just like how violent the panel is without having to be so violent, just like the implied carnage that happens. I think it's a very fun way to do that. And then we move on to Cyclops. I feel like this is where we do have an art switch, like looking at the pages more in depth. I think probably one of the storyline, like the Juggernaut piece, or like, the Cyclops story is probably done by one artist, the everything else. But yeah, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think when you read it. And just I love how Cyclops, even though he's been prisoner for such a long time and he's been captured, he's been plotting. He's been plotting here. Uh, you know, she finds out that Cyclops could have probably escaped at any time he wanted, but he was there waiting for the right time. And that's even just the beginning of it. Like I said, there's a big thing that happens. Dr. Stasis is in the crosshairs. That's what I was trying to say earlier. And yeah, the mutants are taking back their upper hand, Emma Frost is one of my favorite moments I've seen in a long time. She's such a badass character, and Gerry Duggan really knows how to write her. I do enjoy that she still has little conversations with Tony Stark, even after their story together is kind of over. So, yeah, I'm quite enjoying this. I will say one thing that kind of deflated my excitement for this issue is that Marvel, as of the day of the recording, they announced what's happening to the X-Men in the summer. So like, let's finish this first. I know comics work months ahead, and unfortunately, that's kind of the way of the biz. But yeah, like I want to get through the Age of Krakoa first. Let's finish this. Let's take it all the way to the finish line, and then we can get excited about the upcoming mutants. So, uh, yeah. Anyways, that being said, there's probably going to be a video where I talk about all the announcements for the X-Men and the channel pretty soon. So if you have read this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.